Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Hours ago, Ifeanyi Ejiofor had told Biafrans generally who were mailing him over the issue of the sit-at-home order that was suspended. He had to speak in a language that he feels they ought to understand, being the fact that he got the information from his client. But right now, Ifeanyi Ejiofor had said to give an update on the last outing and what Mazi Kanu has got to say, what his brother made mention, and of course the way forward, and the so many deliberate issues that are going on, some mischief here and there, and they're beginning to wonder, is this how they're going to move on? But he also assured the Biafrans that look, they have a lot of things at stake, they have a lot of things on ground, and they have given their full support on some certain issues. But before we go to the news proper to find out what it is, he's got to say what Mazi Kanu's message is for those he is strong and ardent followers and those who seem to know his voice. Would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, from Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, his update. He said, we just concluded yesterday's routine visit on a very sound note. What made yesterday's visit unique is that yesterday marks the very first day our client, Nnamdi Kanu, is setting his eyes on his sibling. In my company during the family's maiden visit to our client is Prince Emmanuel Kanu, otherwise known as Fine Boy, the representative of our client's family. Our client, that's Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is very strong in spirit. You will hear the rest from Prince Emmanuel Kanu himself. Our client, that's Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was visibly shocked by the unwarranted embarrassments, insults, and criticism meted out to his lawyers by those who should know better. Discipline, he emphasized, is the watchword, which is apparently lacking today. If at this point in time, people who deliberately choose to be mischief makers are throwing accusations and insults on his solicitors, he wonders when they will learn. Note for the upturned time, for those who care to listen, that nothing on the face of this earth will make us compromise or change our ways. We are whiter than white. Thank you and God bless you all. Signed, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Onyendo Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lead counsel. Alright, but there's some things also a lot of staunch followers of Biafra are saying, some insinuations that are beginning to gain a lot of ground. Whereas some persons, some ardent supporters of Biafra are beginning to look at towards Simon Ekpa. At some point, Ekpa was of the opinion that in as much as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not speaking directly to the people, that the whole essence of the sit-at-home was for them to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and of course negotiate referendum. Now, if that is defeated, then that means they have not been able to achieve that sit-at-home order. He made a lot of insinuations, permutations, reactions, that what if the government of the day are the one pressurizing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is of the opinion that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu maybe wants the people to do the opposite, and they're now obeying his, because so many insinuations. But some other Nigerian supporters of Biafra are saying this. We're going to take this one from one Nimrod, and he said Finland-based. He's saying that Finland-based Simon Ekpa, who also doubles as de facto leader, is see what they are calling him now? They're calling him de facto leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. I don't think anybody made him a leader, but let's continue. Except that the real Igbo will play into his hands after he has secretly instructed his guns to maim and kill people if they open their shops in the name of sit-at-home order, so he can claim the FG did it. This is somebody talking against Simon Ekpa, saying that Simon Ekpa wrote here that autopilot after the suspension of the sit-at-home order, Biafra refused to go out. And that has generated a lot of reactions. Some persons here say you brought that confusion. People are just afraid to leave their houses. They're actually calling Simonekpa out over his negation of the sit-at-home order. This one here now is also reacting in a tweet saying, "This is a very bad move. When a group begins to carry out activities outside the C&C, the enemy may infiltrate easily. Let us be wise." DOS, that's Director of State of IPOB, gave an order, and some people think otherwise. This is not a good omen at Simonekpa. They're calling him out for trying to make a people disobey the DOS, and there's a Biafran supporters to disobey the DOS order. This one here is saying, okay, this is why Simonekpa was removed from broadcasting. We cannot allow IPOB to be hijacked. I start with Nnamdi Kanu, the only IPOB Biafran leader. Now, this is what made this guy to reply Simonekpa. There's something Simonekpa said that made this guy to say what he said, and this is what Simonekpa said that generated that reaction. He said the reason for the sit-at-home is so that they will release him and start negotiating referendum. What did they do? Persuade him to tell us to stop, and if we stop, they now have control over the agitation. Next time the federal government will go to him, lie to him, and he will also tell us to stop. And this is another reply they gave to Simonekpa. We all should be wary of the information and thought processes we are disseminating. The unnecessary overreaction on the issue is self-defeatist and a fertile ground for anarchy and subordination and insubordination. It seems that some people want to hijack IPOB leadership in pretense. Now, some persons are beginning to stylishly call out Simonekpa, saying that he is gradually, giving alternate or opposing orders coming from IPOB DOS. The time when Mazi Kanu was always on seats or coordinating issues, now he's no more on seats. So the head of Directorate of State seemed to be speaking for him. And some persons also said that Simonekpa was actually brought in, was brought in to speak for Radio Biafra. For some reasons, he didn't, budge. He refused to speak. He started using his platform, and of course, Ima Powerful had come in to, correct that insinuation. Said, look, that there was a signature. Terms and conditions that Simonekpa was supposed to sign, which he didn't sign, and that was the only condition through which he has to use Radio Biafra platform. Other than that, he can actually do whatever he's doing, in as much as he's in support of the movement. And now, Director of State, who seemingly is the next in command after Mazi Kanu is out, gave an order. Let there be sit-at-home order. They also came out later and said, look, let's suspend it. We have gotten from reliable sources from Mazi Kanu that it should be suspended. And now Simonekpa is saying, why should you suspend it? The whole essence of you starting the sit-at-home order was actually so that the Mazi Kanu will be released and referendum will take place. Now that this whole movement is not just about Mazi Kanu, it's not about him, it's about the Biafra movement, Biafra as a whole. And now they're saying, look, if alternate orders are coming from other sources other than DOS, then anarchy may just be setting in. What's your opinion on this? I feel this is getting a bit dicey, and this whole thing, the success and failure of this whole thing comes out from this particular movement that they're about to do.